Hello there. If you don't know this car or this brand, then hello again, because I myself never heard of such a car, and so we can discover it together. If you hear some noises in the back, that's because, well, I'm on holiday. I'm in Italy and yeah. And here in my room you may hear or may not hear some other people talking, okay? I'm sorry for that. In a week I'm back at home and you will have the quality that you already know. So, some quick facts before we begin. This car is called the Nevera from Rimac. It is fully electric and will set you back about 2 million euros plus local taxes. So I'm sorry for anyone that isn't a millionaire by now. But for this price you will have the fastest production car ever. Because this Nevera puts out almost 2000 horsepower, so lean back and enjoy this review. The entire bodywork is carbon fiber, just like the rear end diffuser and the front splitter. Let's go over the rear end first. These nice looking brake lights have air vents that channel the air and make the car more aerodynamic. The back spoiler pops out and can adjust itself according to the speed you are driving. Plus it serves as an air brake. The air vents on the back side of the door channel air to the radiators for the rear motors and through the back wheel arches and then back out again. On the front it's the same. Air gets channeled through these things, here on the front, then through the front wheel arches, out the side of the doors, and then, like I said, through the back wheel arches, all for cooling the radiators in the back. While we look at the car from this angle, we can admire these 20-inch alloy wheels with a single bolt in the middle, like a true race car. Just like these vents in the hood, all air vents on this car are real. These ones on the hood are there for cooling the motors in the front, but when the outside temperature is too high, then they close up and the AC near the engine starts cooling the, not engine bay, but you know what I mean. The space where the motors are, I don't know. And if you have listened closely, you have heard my mistake. The AC is not near the engine, but near the motors. But that's not what I wanted to focus you on. Haven't you heard me say motors in the front? Anyway, we will go over the power soon. Of course, this car has the latest LED headlights, which were specially made for this car. Inside everything is controlled through the touchscreen, in the middle which has its own operating system, but has everything, like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And also everything else you would want or need in such a hypercar. Else there are wireless charging stations inside and tested cup holders. Yes, tested, so that your drinks don't fall out when driving 300 plus or drifting. Yes, drifting is possible too. Now we have some special things for you. This car is nearly made out of 100% carbon fiber. And it has the largest carbon fiber monocoque chassis in the world. That's the chassis, okay? Not anything else, you horny bastards. Only the crash sides, front and back part of the chassis, are metal. You can set the torque that each axle gets from 0 to 100% very easy with this thing besides the thing that lets you change to a different driving mode. You have a motor for each wheel, and with torque vectoring the car can very precisely brake the inside wheels with the help of the motors and accelerate the outside wheels to help you drive around the corner like a champ. You also get a drift mode, like with many cars today. The brakes on this are a story on its own. They are carbon ceramic ones with 6 piston calibers on the front and back. Plus, we can't forget the regen braking, due to the electric motors. They brake with 300 kilowatts of power. Yes, I know, that's like when I say it brakes with the power of 303 instead of pulling on a perpendicular cord holding a water bottle. But seriously now, 300 kilowatts of power is the equivalent of around 407 horsepower. So imagine a car with 400 horsepower pulling you backwards. And that's only the regen braking, which brakes on its own with 0.6 Gs, and the total amount of stopping power is 1.2 Gs. So exactly half comes from the regen braking. And now, finally, let's talk about the engine. Let's talk about the motors, of course. This car has the largest battery ever fitted to a production car, 120 kilowatt hours. It can charge up to 500 kilowatt, and so it can go from 0 to 80% full in only 18 minutes. But let's be honest here. There are no chargers now that are capable of 500 kilowatts, at least not for the public. Those batteries also heighten the overall weight of the car. It comes in quite heavy, 2150 kilos to be exact. Now this car comes with 4 electric motors, one for each wheel, and every motor has its own gearbox. And combined they put out 1914 horsepower and 2360 Nm of torque. Wow, is the first thing that comes to mind, just wow. Rimac says that this car only needs 1.85 seconds from 0 to 60 miles an hour. And its top speed is past the 400 mark. Now apart from the air conditioning unit and the tires, everything else was specially made for this car. What you could expect for 2 million euros, yes? And the trunk space might not be the most important thing on this car, but it has space for 100 liters, which is quite normal for hypercars. Okay, let's be real. Most of you won't ever drive this car nor see it. But think for yourself, if you had enough money and you could easily buy this car, would you? Tell me why, or tell me why not. Stay tuned for the next video, and as always, keep it fluid.